Hello, hello. It is Erica with Holy Rustic, and I'm here today to paint your DIY kit of the month for March. So come on in, say hey, let me know how your day is going. This month's kit is an adorable little bunny mini door hanger. So our DIY kit of the month club box is one of our subscription boxes that you can subscribe to. This one always includes a 12-inch kit. Sometimes it's a door hanger, sometimes it's a shelf setter. Always a surprise. They are themed to go along with the holidays and whatever is going on that time of year, the seasons and things like that. So we have a cute little Easter kit that says Welcome Spring. And we're going to paint it together. Inside your kit, you're going to have all your wooden pieces that you need. You're going to have a little paint kit that's going to give you the paint so you can paint everything in the inspiration photo that has the colors for you. You're going to get a little tube of glue and a makeup sponge to paint everything with. And so we're going to paint it together today so you can see how I paint it up. You can get creative as you want and paint everything in your own colors, however you want to paint it up. That's the beauty of these kits, is you don't have to follow the directions. Exactly. You do whatever you prefer. Okay. So I'm just pulling some of these pieces off and setting them over here on some tape. I'm going to switch you around so you can see what's on our table, and we will get painting. Let's see, I think that's good. Okay, I have to remember to just stay up on the table just a smidge. Okay, so this month's kit says Welcome Spring. It has a cute little bunny butt on it. I will say you need to be careful as you're unboxing for these little bitty pieces of his feet because they are very small and easy to get lost. I did double count as we were boxing everything up to make sure that everybody had what they were supposed to have, but they're pretty tiny, so just be careful as you're pulling your pieces off of your plastic. Double check the plastic before you toss it and make sure you're not tossing any little pieces that you might need. I'm going to grab my paint towel here. I just use pieces of old towel as my paint rag, and that way I'm not wasting paper towels. We're going to start on the back here of our board with a nice pink. So I'm going to grab a little bit of pink. I'm going to throw a little white in there just so I have nice coverage on this first coat. And we're going to get that on there. So I'm going right over those etched lines because all of those pieces are 3D. And I am still going to be able to see my etched lines when this paint dries. As you put the paint over, sometimes people start to freak out because they're like, oh my gosh, I can't see it. But I promise you, as the paint dries, you can see your etched lines. So I don't paint the edges of these pieces. They have that wood laser burned edge from being in the laser, and so I like that look. If you prefer to paint the edges, you can paint the edges. It's totally up to you. This is your kit, so you do what you want. If pink is not your favorite color, you can change this up however you prefer. Make it work with your home decor. And I said last month, as we were painting up these kits, a lot of these we've done a couple months now where they have been these little mini door hangers, and these are great to hang on your door if you like that look. You could also pair them with like a greenery wreath, and that kind of makes them a little bit more than what they are. Sometimes these seem really small on our front door, but we also have on our website, we have a door hanger sign stand, and these work really great with that as well. So there's options for how to display this if you prefer to display it not on your front door and you want to put it like on a bookcase or a mantle with maybe some of your other Easter decor. This will be really cute on that sign stand. It's the perfect size for that. I'm just giving this first coat a quick dry, and I'm going to come in with a second coat. We use this heated Kit heat gun mini blow dryer to dry all of our stuff. I like it. It's small, it's quiet, it doesn't overwhelm me with noise, and it dries the paint really well. If you're going to use a heat gun, just be sure you keep it far enough away that it doesn't cause your paint to bubble up. Or you can use like a blow dryer, or you can just, you know, take a little break while the paint's drying and have some sips of coffee or tea or whatever. All right, so we're just coming in with a quick second coat here. Also included in your DIY kit of the month is a coupon code that you can use on any of the items in our shop. So it's not specific to one category. You can use it on anything throughout the month that you want to use that on. It's there. You can use it all month long. So go ahead and make use of that, because that is one of the bonuses of being in the club. Right, so that has a nice coverage there. There's a few spots I could maybe use this another coat. We'll let it dry and see how it looks. I do want to come down here to the bottom and just do a quick little bit of brown, because there are just a few little pieces that show through down here. So I'm just going to do just a little brown. I'm not worried about getting it right up to that line where it meets the pink. There's just a few little spots where you can see that this is cut out, and so you're going to see a little bit of that base underneath. So I just want to have some coverage down there. Okay, so that should be good. I'm going to set that over to the side, maybe. We'll set it over there. On my tape here, I have my welcome, my spring, and my little bunny toes. We're going to use our makeup sponge, and we're going to start with our green to paint in all of our letters. So I want a nice bright spring green here. And we're going to do all of the welcome and the little tops of our carrots in this kind of neon green. It's almost the same color as my tape here. I am mixing it because I have this paint on my plate and I don't want to waste it. But you're going to have the right color of green in your kit, so you're not going to have to worry about mixing it. I don't want to paint that little end of that pea or the spring. All right, so that is going to cover very nicely. It's not going to need a second coat. I think we're good there. And then what we're going to do is just clip this sponge so we can use it for different colors. So I'm going to grab my scissors and we're just going to clip that straight across. And now I have a nice clean sponge that I can use for a new color. And we'll set that piece over there so it can go in the garbage. We're going to paint the letters for spring and our little bunny toes in a nice pink. I do need to lighten that pink up that's on my background. That's okay, we'll do that here in just a second. I forgot to do that. So the dot for your eye is this cute little flower. And now we've got our spring and our little bunny toes. I need to lighten up the pink on my background because otherwise my spring is not going to show up. So we're going to grab a little bit of white and a little bit of pink and really lighten this up. I also want to make sure that it's pink and not straight white because my bunny is white. So we're kind of playing a game here with the colors, trying to make sure we have the right shades. I do believe we sent you 2 different shades of pink, so you, again, should not have to do this. I just didn't want to have to dump out more paint. Because I already had most of the colors on our plate here. The beauty of these kits, you can paint them however you want. So go for it. You could have a brown bunny and just a real light ground color. You could do the sky in a pretty yellow color. You know, there's lots of ways that you can make this more of your own and not do exactly what I do. Trying to make sure, especially in that middle where that spring is going, that that is light enough. All right. I think that needed another coat anyway, so it worked out. Perfect. Set that over to dry. And let's do our little bunny butt. So he's got two little feet and his tail and his little butt here. And we're going to do this in white. We'll just use our sponge. We always use the rectangle end of the makeup sponge, and each time I dip into the paint, I'm offloading it by just kind of tapping over on the side of the plate or on the table here, just to be sure I'm not coming over with gobs and gobs of paint onto my piece. It's always better to do thin coats of paint than to try to scoop all the paint on there at one time. Thin coats are going to dry really quickly. That wood's going to soak that paint right up, and you're going to be able to come in and do a second coat rather fast. Give all that a good dry, and then come in with our second coat. I feel like maybe they have changed these sponges because they're leaving a lot of spongy marks, and they did not used to do that. And they're the same sponges I've always ordered. It's okay. Okay, quick dry, and we'll do a third coat. You don't see the sponge marks as much on like the letters and stuff, and I just dropped that on there. But over here on this bigger piece here, I can definitely see my sponge marks a little bit more. So I'm just gonna kind of, instead of just tapping, I'm gonna drag this sponge just a little. I don't want to do it too much because I don't want to pull paint across to the edges, but just to get rid of some of that texture, we're gonna just kind of pull that sponge a little bit. If there was any words or anything on here that I did not want to, lines that I needed to see later or when I not wanted to push paint into, I would not do this, but this is all fine. So we'll just do it this way, just to get rid of some of that little texture part. You could also do this with your brush, your paintbrush, and you wouldn't have to worry about the texture. Okay, there's that. We need our carrots, which are orange, and I don't have orange out. Let me grab orange. A little bit of orange. And dry. I've got tape stuck to me. And a second coat. Almost everything is going to need probably 2 coats. The only time you wouldn't need to do 2 coats is if you were using like a darker color like black or brown. A lot of times that won't need a second coat, but a lot of times these lighter colors will definitely need a second coat. So just FYI there. Okay, we're going to do our brown next, and I want this to be lighter, so I'm going to add a little white. And we'll just brush this on with the sponge. There are several pieces to this ground, and you may look at it and go, why in the world did she cut this up so much? And the reason is so that it fits with your bunny butt a little bit better, and you don't have to worry about that as much. If it was all one piece, then it would be a little bit harder for it to set in with that bunny booty. So that's why it is the way it is. I know it doesn't make much sense probably, but there is a method to the madness. I'm going to darken this just a little. And I am mixing that brown with just a little white and just kind of swiping across so that I get kind of this stripy look, just for a little extra texture and dimension to these pieces. Okay, and let's just do, we're going to go around the side of these carrots, just barely. Just for a small little shadow with that brown. I need to touch that green up there. I'm not going to be able to do that with that. Where? Oh, look, we have this little piece that we cut off. We'll just use that to dab where I touched that on accident. Okay, we have our little Easter eggs here, and we're just going to paint them up. So I need some blue. Blue. I'm going to grab. You can do these in whatever colors you want. I'm going to grab a little bit of this teal. It's obviously not shaken up. There we go. And these are kind of fussy, which they don't have to be necessarily. You can do them however you want. Actually, I'm just going to paint the whole thing teal. And then we'll come in and do the little pieces. I always say you want to try to work smarter. And so a lot of times just painting, rather than fussing twice with those tiny little waves and going around them twice, I'll just paint the whole thing with 2 quick coats. And then that way I can come in and do just the details with a smaller brush. So that's that one. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that with this egg here. I'll do the top in that tealy color, and I'm going to lighten it a little bit. Oop. And do this middle section where these dots are. Okay. Dry. And then we'll do some yellow. A little yellow stripe there. And while we've got that, this brush is maybe not small enough. Let's grab a smaller one. These would be really good to do with paint pens too. If you have multicolored thin paint pens, those would be perfect for this. And in the end, just remember that this is not like, these are just little accent pieces. They're not the star of the show on your door hanger. So you don't have to like stress about them. Okay. Just make them look cute. Nobody's going to know. If this stresses you out, paint them all one color. Who cares? It's not the end of the world. I'm not even really staying in the lines. I'm just kind of putting some fun details on there. Let's do some pink. I'm going to dry this one. Okay. On this purple right here. Dry. And we'll do these little dots in orange. Y'all, I forgot to grab my glue. Just did a video a second ago and I couldn't find my glue and I forgot about it again before I sat back down to do this. I swear I'd lose my head if it wasn't attached. Alright, I'm just making sure those are good and dry so that I don't smudge them. They look cute. That's got glue on it or something. I don't know. Let's grab our base and we'll glue everything together. This one's pretty easy. So let's make sure that's in the camera. All right, we're looking good. Ooh. Okay, so we're gonna brush the glue on because I don't know where my little bottle of glue is right now. Inside your kit, you're going to get a thing of glue, a little thing of craft glue, E6000, B7000, something like that. When you use that glue, you just want to remember that it is not a quick dry glue. It does take time to dry. So you're going to want to let everything lay flat for a good 24 hours before you display it. In a little bit, usually about 30 minutes, it seems like it's set, but I promise you that it is not. And if you go and set your pieces up, you're going to come back and you're going to find that everything has moved on you. So do not do that. Make sure you let it all dry really well. I'm putting glue down here at the bottom where I know all my little bunny pieces go. And I'm going to go ahead and glue all those down and then we'll do the letters. So that's where these pieces are all like pieced together like a puzzle. And it's so that your little bunny feet have room to set in there. It's a little bit easier to paint. So that's the method behind that madness there. Okay, just like a puzzle. Just like a puzzle. Just lining them up with the etched lines and putting them on here. Easy peasy. Over there. These are little Easter eggs. Cute. Our little pieces of carrot tops. Oop. All right, we got our little bunny feet pieces. This glue, all of those glues, they do dry clear, so you don't have to worry too much if you get a little bit out from underneath of it. It'll be fine. They'll dry clear. Little toes. So cute. Okay. Oh. All right, and then we're going to put in our welcome spring. The battery on my laptop is dying. I'm hoping I can get this done before it dies completely because I don't have the charger in here. So just remember, if you have any questions, you can go to our website at holyrustic.com. You can look up our DIY Kit of the Month Club, and you'll be able to join the club there if you're interested in joining the club. It is a reoccurring payment each month. These kits are exclusive to the club. You cannot get them on the website on their own. The only way to get these is if you're a member of the club, but there is no commitment to the club. You can join for 1 month. You can join for 5 months. You can cancel whatever you want. There's no rules. We just ask, if you ask us to help you cancel it, that you give us at least 5 to 7 business days to process your cancellation. So don't message me the day before your payment drafts and then be mad that I don't get your cancellation in right away. So it does take time. But you can cancel on your end anytime. It's just some people prefer to have us do it, which is fine. We don't mind that at all. Every kit comes with, every box comes with its own unique kit. And then you get that coupon code, you get your paint, your inspiration photo, your basic directions, all the things to make your cute little seasonal sign. And I just love this one. I am going to put this up on my stand for the season. So we would love to see your kit. If you painted this one, I'd love to see it. Drop a picture in the comments because I really enjoy seeing everybody's work. Or email it to me at info@holyrustic.com. Send it that way too. I hope that you enjoyed painting with me today. There we have it. There is a lot of yellow there. There is our DIY kit of the month for March. Such a cute little welcome spring sign. Have a fabulous day, y'all, and I will talk to you real soon. Bye, guys.